Hey everyone, my name is Amelia and I have something I would like to discuss. We all know that technology is a very prominent thing in our society. It's everywhere and it's no surprise that in this day and age children are using it on a daily basis, from as young as 2 years old. It is so handy for parents to distract their kids with technology while they get important tasks done, whether that be a TV show, video game, computer, or an iPad. This leads to children of all ages being exposed to the internet, which creates many opportunities for moral panics to arise, especially given the fact that children are very passive audiences. Passive audiences are defined as people who consume media and are gullible, easily influenced, and passive, meaning they are likely to either accept the message of the media without question or recreate it. The first lecture of this class, Media Audiences, described this as being similar to being injected with information, like a hypodermic needle. Children are the ultimate passive audiences, especially toddlers, as their brains have barely started developing. What is a moral panic? A moral panic is defined as a fear or concern, usually irrational, that something or someone is a threat to the norms of society. These concerns can either have positive or negative impacts depending on the situation. For example, the moral panic of the Tide Pod trend between the years of 2013 to around 2018 was a major concern for many parents because it led to many kids ingesting dangerous chemicals for views. In my opinion, this moral panic is justified as it does voice legitimate concerns about the well-being of children, and all the media attention it got led people to understand the dangers and stop partaking in it. However, one of the most popular and most tragic moral panics to ever occur in history happened way back in the 17th century, with an event you would all recognize, the Salem witch trials. These trials were built upon lies and concerns about women worshipping the devil and partaking in witchcraft, when in reality, such a thing doesn't exist, and these women just didn't conform to society's expectations of them at the time. It was a horrible moment in history and definitely one of the worst moral panics people have had. The moral panic I'm going to be discussing today is the dangers of exposing the internet to children, and more specifically the Elsagate phenomenon that happened, and still happens, on YouTube and in online web games. But before I get into that, I just want to give a warning, as the stuff I'm about to discuss and show you can be very disturbing. The Elsagate phenomenon happened during the early 2010s, peaking around 2014 or 2015, and showcased popular children's entertainment characters in violent or sexual situations through YouTube videos or online game sites such as Girls Go Games. I would be discussing these two formats of Elsagate separately, starting with YouTube, where it was most popular. The Elsagate videos were either live-action videos of grown adults cosplaying as famous characters and partaking in inappropriate skits, or amateur animations and stop motions of famous characters doing questionable things. The most popular characters kids enjoyed at the time were Spider-Man and Elsa, so a lot of Elsagate content involved scenarios about them. The main things they usually partook in involved fetish content, such as peeing, farting, pooping, feet, pregnancy, and other negative stuff, such as violence, kidnapping, and needle injections. These were very traumatizing to kids, judging from my own experience of seeing some of these when I was little, such as that one video of Rainbow Dash from My Little Pony getting tortured and baked into cupcakes by Pinkie Pie. They are so easy for kids to find as they would be recommended to kids after they watch similar videos of official kids' shows channels. They slip through unnoticed by parents because most of the time the thumbnails look like any other kid-friendly video. Parents only started to notice when it was too late. Either their kids would get upset because they saw Peppa Pig do something awful, or they would start copying what they saw on their screens, either violence or profanity. One example of this was when a couple mothers reached out to Boston 25 News to share their concerns. Many people were worried about this, and it became a major moral panic as people were afraid that these videos were trying to groom children into thinking this stuff is normal to do. When doing research into this phenomenon and thinking back on my own experiences, this was really messed up and traumatized many kids, and probably still is. Nowadays, YouTube is more strict on what stuff is shown to kids, and most content that depicts children or children's media is either shadowed and banned or set as made for kids, and the comments are turned off. But these videos still find their way into YouTube Kids, and the only way to stop it is for people to manually report the videos when found. Slowly, they started to be less common, but it never truly went away. It's still happening today. With the rise of popular video games such as Minecraft, Roblox, Among Us, and Poppy's Playtime, Elsagate is still pretty prominent in YouTube Kids, just with different characters. Popular online game sites such as Girls Go Games are just as bad, if not worse, as they seem to not have any restrictions in place. Most of the games showcased on the main screen of the site depict Disney princesses and other popular cartoon characters such as Ladybug in weird situations and games. Most of these games are standard games for young girls, such as Beauty and Dress Up, which portray negative beauty standards, but some are also inappropriate, like the stuff found on YouTube. There are many pregnancy games, foot doctor games, and even romance games that could be sexual adult games. The site also gets a lot of ads, some which should not be seen by children, such as weight loss ads or hot women near you ads. These games are not only on websites, but many mobile games have weird fetish scenarios as well. This whole phenomenon is a really disgusting thing on the internet, and whoever behind it is either blind to the effects or are doing it on purpose to scare or groom children, like parents are afraid. How can we stop this? There is no set way to get rid of these videos and games on the internet, but what we can do is report these videos whenever we find them, and either restrict your children from using the internet as much or not letting them use it until they're old enough to understand the risks. Encourage them to go outside, play board games, watch actual movies made for children, and just not consume YouTube or the internet as much, at least without adult supervision. That is the end of my explanation about the dangers of children using the internet with unrestricted internet access, and the moral panic parents have over whether or not to trust popular platforms like YouTube with shielding their children from inappropriate content. Hopefully this issue continues to be talked about so everyone knows what to be wary of in regards to their children. Thank you for watching.